How's it going? I'm going to show you how to mix tracks in Ableton Live. I'm not going to get super in-depth for this tutorial, but basically let's go over the setup that I recommend. So first thing when you open Live, you probably want to delete this MIDI track. We're really going to need audio tracks. So I'm going to hit Command-T, make a second audio track, and then I'm going to kind of stretch these things out. I'm going to name one of them Deck A, tab over, name the other one Deck B. Next, in Ableton Live Preferences, in your Record Warp Launch tab, you want to set the default warp mode to complex. That's a good thing. You never want to have this on beats. If it's on beats, it's just going to sound weird. Cool. Next thing, you want to pick some tracks. So I'm going to go over to my iTunes, which I like to refer to as the record box. So the idea is you just kind of drag and drop things from your record box into the deck slots. So I'm going to use this track, and I'm going to use this track here. Now, that looks easy, but basically I know these tracks are going to mix well because I understand their tempos. So the best way to mix tracks is to know the tempo of the tracks in your library, and that takes practice and experience. So there's no easy way to teach that, but half the battle itself is just knowing which tracks will go together in certain ways. So if I double click on the track, down here I can see that Ableton Live thinks that the track is 123 beats per minute, and then this other one, if I double click on that, it thinks that this is 115. So if I move my tempo to 120, which it's already at, that should be a pretty good middle ground for mixing these tracks. Cool. First thing I want to do is I want to find the first beat of this song. So let's see. It looks like Ableton wants to start this track a little late. Let's start it at the beginning and see what happens. Alright, it looks like this right here is the first actual beat that comes in. So what I can do is double click on that. It creates a warp marker. And all I'm going to do, and this is really the magic, you want to right click, you want to say set 1-1 here, so the track begins right there. And then you want to right click again and choose warp from here. Now if I turn on the metronome, I can hear that the track will be perfectly in sync with the metronome. Cool. So the track in Deck A has been prepped to play. And I can actually save that. Great. I need to do the same thing for this track. Let's see, where's the first beat here? Alright, sounds like it's warping pretty good already. I just need to set the first beat. So let's just say the first note of the song is the first beat because it's a nice rounded loop. I'm going to set 1-1. I'm going to warp from here. And now we're pretty much ready to go.
In the morning, you leave your little